welcome back to our special involuntary live show. My first guest this evening is a Tony-winning actor you know from Spider-Man, Hacksaw Ridge, and Tick, Tick, Boom. His new film is called We Live in Time.
I saw you the last week. I was passing by the restaurant, and it made me realize, well, two things. First of which, I was still quite angry with you. Because although I might have been somewhat insensitive, you were rude to me, which, yeah, a lot hurt. And the second thing, I was guilty of focusing on the wrong, aspect, looking ahead instead of right. In front of me, at you.
Please welcome back to The Late Show, Andrew Garfield. Hello. Good to see you.
It's so nice to see you.
Always lovely to talk to you. It's been too long.
I feel the same. 3 years?
Yeah.
3
Where does
years.
the time go?
Honestly.
You know, we live in it.
And we'll be right back.
Last time we saw you was right before your second Oscar nomination.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's called the Colbert bump. You're welcome.
The Colbert bump.
Okay, you now have 2 Oscar noms, 1 Emmy nom, 1 Tony win, but you're an actor. Every actor goes through a moment of crisis. When was the moment that it hit you that maybe you wouldn't make it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I had, yeah. I remember I used to work, I mean, like any actor, great or small, we all go through a waiting tables stage at some point.
Many years, 5 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
5 years.
Were you good?
I loved it. I loved it because it was a way to work on my shtick, and it was a way of connecting with people in my loneliness and in my terror of not like living the life I wanted to live.
And occasionally bringing them food, I hope.
Once in a while,
Yeah.
but I would always, because I was broke and I was sharing a house or an apartment in some outskirts of London, and I would always try to ask for the table to serve that I could perceive there was like the skinniest, oldest lady. This, I promise you, will make sense. Because I knew that they would usually leave most of their meal behind. Don't judge me. Because, you know, the food that the kitchen staff would serve for lunch was not as good as what they would make for the patrons. And I was at a place called the Wigmore Hall, which is a great classical music venue in London. Yeah, woohoo, the Wigmore Hall. Let's go for the Wigmore.
Yeah.
And so I would just be hovering around old, skinny, lovely ladies, asking them as soon as I dropped the food, I'd be like, are you done with that? Can I, And, you know, they would have a couple of bites for the little bird stomachs.
Yeah.
And then I would whisk the plate back into the kitchen, hide it behind the freezer.
Right, because that's a fireable offense, eating the food.
No.
I waited tables for years. For me, I always loved it if someone ordered and did not touch one of the king crab legs, because it came in its own little case. Every waiter is doing this, I promise you.
Absolutely.
We're telling you what happens. So you started out when you were in LA. You know, you go to London and you go to LA. You were running with a great group of British actors: Eddie Redmayne, Charlie Cox, Tom Sturridge, Jamie Dornan.
Yep.
That's rolling with a sexy crew.
They were sexy. Still are sexy.
I didn't question your continued sexiness, Andrew.
Not me.
So what were like those early auditions like? Because LA's different.
Yeah, it was rough. It was a rough time.
Sure, you're panning for gold.
Yeah, exactly. There was one, I think it was one of my first auditions where I met these guys, where I met Tom and Eddie and maybe Rob Pattinson, I can't remember. But there was an audition where we were auditioning for to play Siamese twins who are the joint frontmen of a British punk band. And we were trying to like out-intensify each other
Sure.
in these, like I think to the point of like physical violence, like completely unnecessary. You know, young actors like this is what acting is. We just beat the crap out of each other, right?
Yes.
And they, to the point where like, and this is there's this image that I don't know if
We have it.
I think
We
I
have
saw
it
it
right here,
coming
yes.
out.
Yes.
There's an image of myself and Eddie, and to see if we could look like ostensibly like twins, conjoined twins. They had what I thought was a pair of tights, but I guess it's a do-rag. And at this moment, I didn't realize that 20 years later, I'd have to be defending an accidental appropriation of a culture that's not mine. There are people online who see this, and they're like, Andrew Garfield is cancelled. And I'm like, I thought it was a pair of tights because they were trying to get our hair out of our faces to see if we could ostensibly look like twins.
Did you get the part?
I did not.
Well, we have to take a quick break.
What?
We'll be right back
What a weird
with
moment
more
to take a break.
Andrew Garfield.